بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وسيق الذين اتقوا ربهم إلى الجنة زمرا حتى إذا جاءوها وفتحت أبوابها وقال لهم خزنتها سلام عليكم طبتم فادخلوها خالدين. وقالوا الحمد لله الذي صدقنا وعده وقالوا الحمد لله الذي صدقنا وعده وأورثنا الأرض نتبوأ من الجنة حيث نشاء فنعم أجر العاملين. وسيق الذين اتقوا ربهم إلى الجنة زمرا حتى إذا جاءوها وفتحت أبوابها وقال لهم خزنتها سلام عليكم طبتم وقال لهم خزنتها سلام عليكم طبتم فادخلوها خالدين. وقالوا الحمد لله وقالوا الحمد لله وقالوا الحمد لله حتى وقالوا الحمد لله وقالوا الحمد لله الذي صدقنا وعده وقالوا الحمد لله الذي صدقنا وعده وأورثنا الأرض نتبوأ من الجنة حيث نشاء فنعم أجر العاملين وترى الملائكة حافين من حول العرش يسبحون بحمد ربهم وقضي بينهم بالحق وقيل الحمد لله رب العالمين صدق الله العظيم
تكبير.
ونعم الوكيل. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل.
أهلا وسهلا وحياكم الله وكل عام وأنتم بخير. اليوم 12 من رمضان 1447 الهجري والموافق يوم الاثنين ما شاء الله تبارك الله، وهي يوم 2 من شهر 3 مارس 2026. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته to our beautiful mothers, our ancestors, our soul our soul searchers and our truth bearers on this the 2nd of the 3rd 2026, corresponding to the 12th of the 9th 1447, as we await the sunset, mashallah tabarakallah, a luminous moment in our lives as we await the lunar eclipse, the full lunar eclipse that is now ascending onto us. What you as a human fraternity must understand, as soul tribes, there are two people that Allah has created, where Allah has created everything in pairs. Allah has created those who live in the dark and those who live in the light. Those who live in the dark, Allah called them the jinn, those who have not yet matured. And those who have matured, Allah calls them the ins, those who are now coming into the breaking out of the linear cycles where they were captured in past conscious civilizations. All right. This is not for the ordinary people. This is not for the layman. This is not for the blind followers. This is not for the ignorant. This is for those who have matured. Okay, those who has the discernment in understanding and navigating out of this mess that we've been left in since COVID. Okay, the month of March is a very it's a very strong zone for you as a collective today. Okay, Hence, you had the partial solar eclipse on the 17th, and now the full lunar eclipse on the 3rd, which is tomorrow. Okay, you guys follow the moon. Okay, you believe in the moon. You wait for the moon to follow. You wait for Saudi to see the moon. You want to see the moon, but you have no idea what this moon is in your lives. Okay, it's ignorance, it's darkness that lives in your lives. That's why we are now finding the whole. Look, 6 years ago, you had gone into the most deepest sleep that Allah has ever inaugurated and injected a civilization in. Every one of us went into the deepest vaccination that we've ever been in, and we died, people. We went through the deepest death of a reality and a conscious that only now that we are coming into the final strokes to understand who's made it out of this deep dark arc. Who's made it out? Who found themselves? Who could align and configure and swim to safety? Okay, this is basically what you came into. Most of you ran into religions. Religions had captured you into the deepest spell. That is why you're having the war in the Middle East now. Okay, your war is internal. The conflict, the battlefields are all inside of you, people. Okay, it's energy, people. You are all energy. Your thoughts are energy. Your faith is energy. Your beliefs in prophets is energy. Everything is just energy. Okay, it's how you articulate it and how you regulate it and how a master you are of yourself. Okay. Now, when you come and speak to the masters of the age, okay, these are not religious people. These are not politicians. This is not people that is popular. It is normal, ordinary people like your mother and your father that lives normal and satisfied lives because they are contented and they live with peace. Okay, they are your true masters because they taught us what it is to participate in this life, and how to participate in the game of life. Okay, not all of us can go onto the board because we do not understand the play. Okay, if you do not understand the play, best you keep quiet and do not participate in something you don't understand, because at this moment in time, most of you have become victims of the whole since COVID. Okay, you are only waking up now to understand that the whole has always been inside, and your adversary has been telling you in plain sight that he's trying to bring you to conscious. Okay, he's trying to make you realize that the virtual visual patterns that you are being following for the last 50 years, it was God colonization. Okay, it was infiltration, it was indoctrination, it was an error that was a simulation and experience which your body was violated. Okay, now when Ramadan comes in the summer, Ramadan in the summer and Ramadan in the hell, what is Ramadan in the Jannah and what is Ramadan in Jahannam? What the people did in Jahannam is they hijacked the actual mission. Okay, they changed the word, they changed the frequency. Okay, that those people that are now thinking that they must still go to heaven and not knowing that they are serving their sentences already in hell because they are indoctrinated, they have been vaccinated. Okay, they have been violated. Okay, they are not in their human form any longer. Their conscious has been tampered with, right? They believe, let me give you an understanding just before we close. They believe that Allah was a little bit drunk. Okay, Allah het 'n bietjie dagga geroek, right? Of 'n bietjie mandrakes gemaak. Okay, toe sy so lekker geroek, toe vergiet hy om 'n rasool te stuur. Hy vergiet om vir julle te gee 'n nabi, hy vergiet om vir julle geld te gee, hy vergiet om vir julle agter julle te kyk. to sê vir julle as julle net arm bly en as julle net vir julle gaan glo dat julle is niks en almal taboe is alles die Arabe, die Jode, dan gaan julle Jannah toe. Okay? Glo julle net in die God wat hulle vir julle sê, dan gaan daar niks problems wees nie. To invent hulle a calendar, die maan calendar en die son calendar. لا تسجدوا للشمس ولا للقمر واسجدوا لله إن كنتم إياه تعبدون. Okay. People, I'm going to be honest in my deliberations this evening because most of us has been rewired into a dark tunnel. Okay. It's nothing I can do. It's nothing you, even if it's my son, even if it's my mother, it's nothing I can do because this was the Hajj Akbar that came in our lives. Okay. This was to understand who was and who is mu'minun and who is mushrikun. Okay. It's not for us to give judgment in our selves. It is for us to know that we cannot be with them and they cannot be with us. That's just basically how it works. We are not here to issue warrants of arrest or give you a fatwa because these are all the activities that happens in Jahannam where you are currently now in your lowest of dimensions still finding validity in a God that don't exist. Okay? Now, your body at this moment in your lives, after 7 years from 1441, you see Corona came because there was a biological invasion on your body. Okay, that body couldn't sustain itself any longer. The parasites, the chemicals, the drugs, the pharmaceutical, it's not human, not a human planet. Okay, that's not a conscious planet. That's why Allah, Allah flipped that. That's why it was invaded, people. That planet was destroyed. That conscious has no more any validity. Only those who are dead are still alive in that reality. But those who had survived it are now in the process of reactivating the new scrolls because Allah gave them water. Allah gave them ma. They found the ma'ida. Okay, minas sama. Right? This is not for religion. It is for consciousness because religion killed the human psychology. It killed the human heart. It killed the human spirit. Until now, you still don't know where you come from and where you're going to. So how can you believe in a religion that cannot give you that satisfaction until 70, 80, 90, 100 years of your lives? You've been under a spell. You are the ones that have been under drugs. You have been under abuse. Okay, you have been in that case because why? You had forsaken that inner child inside of you. Okay, in this last 6 years, the month of March is the month 6 for 2020, where this whole thing shook you to your core. Okay. Even though 0.00001% of people, humanity died, you thought that 99.999% had died because the God had fell asleep. Okay? That's how you were reversed in your psychology and because of fear. Okay? Nevertheless, we are not here. We are the firqa, we are the tribe that goes and we bring the soul children, those who were rescued, the soul children, those who were given a upgrade, okay, those who were given a broader and a more magnified understanding of a reality, okay, those who know what Jannah means, those who know what Akhirah means, those who knows what an altered conscious is, those who understand what the different levels of unconsciousness is that most of us have been terminated and serving our lifetime or several lifetime sentences in. Okay, Allah Al-Khaliq, Al-Wahhab, Al-Razak, there's no mistake here, people. You are serving the sentence which you deserve. This is istihqaq. Okay? Wherever you find yourself outside of your sovereign natural house, okay, it means that you have violated the rights of your body. Okay? It means that you did not respect the sanctity that Allah placed within you. You had violated and I had trespassed the kingdom that lives within, and therefore we had searched and we had engaged in saturated gods, okay, in saturated realities where you and I are finding ourselves at this moment in time, whilst tomorrow afternoon at 13:33, yani meridian time, okay, in the South African time, there's the full eclipse, the lunar eclipse. There's no mistake that happens if you're living above in conscious. If all the lights goes out, people, you must know the game is over. You're going to the very, very deepest illusion that you have ever lived in. Okay? You have to ask Allah for forgiveness. You have to ask Allah for salvation, you guys. Those of us that made it and those of us who did not make it, we have to ask because we don't know. Okay? We don't know how much we have filled our vessel in order to understand whether our vessel can we take this light that is coming in? Can we take this vibration, this frequency now? Can we absorb it? Because what is coming in is wisdom, people. We need wisdom, you guys, because we got elderly people that have no idea that what they believe in. We have scholars and leadership from whatever across the borders. Hulle weet niks wat aangaan hier nie because hulle self weet hulle is in Jahannam, hulle is in hulle most lowest form of a unconscious condition. Understand? You know, just for you to understand before I close off now, we as soul tribes in Ramadan, we don't prepare food. Food comes to us, people. Wallahi al-azim, yani. We don't buy food. We don't go out of our way for food. We only eat what Allah sends down, people, because that is what our bodies attract. If Allah just sends that, if you don't have money for the whole month, it's not important because this is a time where you must now ascertain whether you have made it or not. Because this is your 7th Ramadan since COVID. So by now your body must have aligned your biologies and your nervous systems and your lymph node systems and your neural systems. It's all freed of all the mess we've been in for the last 100 years of a civilization. Okay? By now you should have been freed from Alcatraz, from Portsmouth, from all these unnecessary penitentiaries now. You have to be now flying. You have to have your wings already. You must see the aerial view by now because you have now found a new summer. That's what you were supposed to come and do when you came into this dimension of earth. Okay? What you went and done, Allahumma salli wa sallim alayhi. You went to put the last nail of the coffin into your death warrants. And therefore you are now afraid of the dark. You're afraid of speaking of the truth. You're afraid of going close. You're just mimicking and finding ways of officializing the lie into a biblical or into a Judaism or into a Sunnism or Shiism. We have nothing to do with religion, people. Allah did not create a religion. Get out of that closets. You have been caught up in a very vicious storm, and those who has returned to their homes, closed their windows, put on the light, you will find the light inside, the nur inside, the deen is inside. What your mothers had taught you when you were in your primary stages, in your elementary stages, okay, that is the pureness of your the deen. That's your deen. Go back to that area now, because You are going to go into danger after tomorrow, people. The world is going, I have been telling you people this for the last 6 years. I've been preparing you this. The world is going down, and the truth that you ever believed in for the last 100 years, whether it's a prophet story, whether it is a whatever, it's all changed, people. Everything has changed. Whatever you believed in, that psychology, that operational system, that thesis, that PhD, that it doesn't have any life in this age that is coming now. Okay, best you understand the truth, people. If you don't reciprocate the truth, you will be dead with those who are dead, and you will not live with your next generations. You would be of the fallen angels. You would be of those who has been, yani, yani you didn't make it. Your body didn't make it. Your mind didn't make it. Your heart didn't make it. Your soul didn't make it. You were given enough time by Allah. Okay. This is what is coming now, people. This is what was the ordeal about why Corona came. This is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought us into this paradigm. Okay? Everything only exists inside of us. You are only living in infatuations externally because you cannot detach. But if you are in conscious, and if you want to find your eternal, immortal self, then you have to dispatch from all the false beliefs that you have incurred, and systems, and operations, and movies, and money spells, and sex spells, and language spells. You have to refine yourself in that. This was to find the masters, who masters themselves, okay, who knows themselves best. Religion has failed civilization because the God cannot save the man that died yesterday. The God cannot stop America. The God cannot help Iran. The God cannot. Where the hell is that God that you're busy with? If you do not by now realize that you and I are idolaters, and you are busy with dead gods, then my God, your children cannot make dua for you because you still believe in idols. Okay? Idolatry systems. That's how deep you've gone into this dimension of life. Now, in this last 7 years since COVID, you were having to purify, to go into zakah. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. Not money that you hoard. Which God? Dink net vir jouself. Wat 'n God gaan capitalism laat jy kom nou. You can hoard money for a year, then you have to pay it after a year. That's exactly what capitalism is. And you followed blindly into that spell which the Abbasiyah had spelled the Ummah in. Okay? There is different ways, people. Not the way that we were taught. You don't hoard money. If it's essential, zakah is essential. It's the haqq of Allah. It must be deducted like the tax is deducted every day. And every 6 nights, there must be a reconciliation. And every quarter, we have to do a audit. That's how it works. And all NGOs, all MPOs, all religious organizations, they cannot handle their own monies, people. Never, ever, ever. They must go onto the blockchain. They cannot appoint their own auditors. There must be a blockchain. There must be a transparent system. And the community must have full access to it. Okay? What we had done here, ons het Allah se kop afgekap, okay, to maak ons die iblis in charge. And that's why you're suffering these consequences today. What Allah made haram, we made halal. And what was halal, what Allah made halal, we made haram. That's why we are enjoying our stay in Jahannam, because we have legitimized it through religion. And that is the consequences we are sitting with. Anyway, there the adhan is going. Enjoy the evening. May Allah Ta'ala guide you forward, guys. May Allah guide and protect you. May Allah Ta'ala give you the insight to understand what we have done to ourselves and our culture and our ancestors. Wa akhiru da'wana. Shukran for your time. Wa akhiru da'wana.
يا مصطفى كل شيء